Hello everyone. Today we'll talk about the solution to the problem adding spaces to a string. Now, we can try to implement this in a straightforward fashion, the same way that we're being told in the statement, but there are two problems. One simpler problem is that these strings are immutable, so we cannot just insert spaces into strings. And even if they were mutable, then of course we would have to know what data structure represents the string, because adding something to the middle of a data structure, of an array-like data structure, is typically an expensive operation. It requires pushing everything forward. So modifying it in place sounds a bit difficult. And the other thing, of course, is that if we do it like this, then we have to, after adding every space, shift all the other spaces to the right by one. We don't have to explicitly do that, we can just maintain an offset, but that means that after we insert the space here, for instance, at index 5, then the next will be at index 9, but that index will be index 10 in the new string, because after adding this space, everything has shifted to the right. But we don't have to do it in a straightforward fashion like the statement, we can do it in any way we want. And one way that's in the spirit of what we're actually doing here in this problem is that we are given a string and we want to split that strings into words such that every letter is part of exactly one word and insert spaces between all the words. And so we can do it pretty easily, because to get a substring of a string we can just use slice notation. So as from L to R, of course R is non-inclusive, but this is just something that you have to make sure that it works, whatever you write. This will be part of the string, and this will be the word that we're operating on. So we can essentially zip together our list of spaces and our list of spaces shifted forward by one, and this will give us the left and right end of every piece of sentence that we want to join. And of course we want to join them with spaces, so we write space.join. This is Python, this is very convenient. So we'll be joining those substrings, and the final thing that it remains for us to make sure that it works is that we don't have explicitly either the starting position or the ending position included, so we can include that starting and ending position. So I'm writing it by chaining just 0 and all the spaces with spaces and just the length of the string. So those two iterators will have exactly the same length. So first will be 0 and the first element of spaces, or 0th element of spaces. Then the 0th element of spaces and the first element of spaces. And at the end we'll have the last element of spaces and the length of the whole string. Those will be the left and right for our slice. So a very easy code using space.join and a generator expression in the middle.